Hi, I'm Daniel Andrews, owner and creator of AndrewsFootball.com, and welcome to my video of the COVID-19 and how it will affect the 2020 NFL season, and specifically how it will affect you as a sports fan. But before I start this video, if you're new to my channel, I just have to ask you two simple questions. Number one, do you like football? Number two, do you like talking about football? Because if so, you're in the right place. There's a button right around here. See it, see it, see it. Bam! Hit that button. Become one of the greatest people on planet Earth. Now, listen, before I get going, I just want you to know that this is my opinion. I make these videos to generate a conversation with you. You know what I think. I'm making a video about it. I want to know what you think. Drop a comment below and up above, askandrewsfootball@yahoo.com. Go ahead, flashing lights there. Go ahead, email me. And basically what it is that the whole point of Andrews Football is to communicate with 32 fan bases and talk football. Now, how will the COVID-19 affect the 2020 NFL season? Well, first off, obviously this is much more important than sports. But, and the last thing I want to do is belittle anybody who has been affected by this, okay? But my goal is, how can we get past this? Human history is littered with adversity, but it's highlighted by how we overcome this. See, the world will get back to normal. The quarantine will end. And here's the thing, the 2020 NFL season is still going to happen, and it's going to be awesome. Believe it or not, I don't think this is really going to affect the 2020 NFL season as much as people think. I mean, look at the NFL draft. It still happened, and it was awesome. We were under quarantine, and it was still great. It still happened. It happened as it was supposed to happen. It happened as scheduled, and it was awesome. I mean, it has affected free agency a little bit, but teams still sign players. Big names left. Tom Brady, it doesn't get much bigger than that. He's in Tampa Bay. The biggest thing this has affected is OTAs and mini camps. How will this affect the upcoming season? It actually will have an effect, okay? If you're a team with a brand new head coach, I'm sorry, you're at a disadvantage. And if you're a team hiring a first-time NFL head coach, if you're a Giants, Panthers, or Browns fan, you're at a significant disadvantage because implementing your new system is going to be hindered. How much it's going to be hindered, I can't answer that. There's too many different factors. It could be a lot. It could be a little. You may have a system that's easy to understand and implement. You may have a system that's completely different and your players weren't receptive. I mean, there's so many different factors, so I can't answer that like 2%, 5%, 15%, but it will affect your team. The division this affects more than any other divisions, the NFC East. Only Philly has a head coach who remains. So logically, you would think that that Philly's going to be the NFC East favorites. Well, they're not. They're actually, now keep in mind, all these numbers are from the William Hill Sportsbook in Iowa. The Westgate app is going to be open later this week. I'm going to compare and contrast the differences, but just going from last season, there's not too much difference between the two. So I'm expecting everything to be basically the same. But right now, Dallas is the fifth best odds to win the Super Bowl. They're 12-1. Philly is ninth at 18-1. So, like I said in the very beginning of the video, this is my opinion, but I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Do you agree, disagree? But let's talk about it. How will this affect you as a sports fan? Okay, it depends. Are you a gambler, or are you putting action down this year on the 2020 NFL season? Because if you're not a sports gambler, how will the COVID-19 affect the 2020 NFL season for you? It actually won't. It's going to kick off as scheduled. You may appreciate football a lot more come this fall. And here's the thing. I could talk for hours about the impact of sports on society, but that's not what this channel is about. See, here's the thing. When people ask me what makes me qualified to have a YouTube channel where I talk about football, or better yet, if you ran into me, if you're a friend of mine, or let's say you ran into me and I tell you, hey, and I say this a lot, I'm an expert on football, and people ask, well, what makes you an expert? Well, I use my football knowledge for financial gain. I have been consistently able to make money betting on football the last couple of years. Just check out my channel. I have everything documented. You watch a video about me betting on the Super Bowl and winning. I mean, bottom line, I'm here to show you guys when the casinos open, and they're going to open up really soon, and they're going to have some great deals available for you. My goal is for the 2020 NFL season is to help you make some motherfucking money. Now, these are some of the bets that are available through the William Hill app in Iowa. Now, keep in mind, between now and when the NFL season starts, there's a lot of things that are going to happen. Free agent signings, action that's going to be placed, injuries. So what happens now and what's going to happen in a couple months from now is going to be, significantly different. But these are some of the things that are going on right now that I like. Philly plus 120 to win the NFC East. Dallas under 9.5 is currently plus 105, which means that a $100 wager would win me $105. And I mentioned the NFC East already. Some other teams that I really like and I'm paying attention to, Minnesota over 9 is currently 105. I'm very high on the Vikings, but keep in mind they had a lot of rookies. They have a lot of free agents that they lost. So that's kind of something I'm eyeballing right now, but I do like the Vikings over 9. AFC West has a ton of really good bets. Both Denver and the Raiders over under 7.5. I like the over for both those teams. For Denver, it's negative 115. For Vegas, it's Vegas Raiders still weird for me. It's negative 110. The smartest bet in the whole AFC West, though, is the Chargers under 8. Why are I don't see a scenario currently where the Chargers don't finish in the cellar. So under 8, I love. It's negative 110. The Houston Texans, I'm fully aware they lost DeAndre Hopkins, but the over-under on them 7.5, I don't get that at all. I'm thinking they're going to be at least in the 8 and 18. That number's negative 130, so I love 7.5. I hate negative 130, but that's something I'm kind of watching because I do think the Texans are definitely going to finish 500. Another team that's over under 7.5 that I really like is the Atlanta Falcons. I like the over. It's negative 120. I don't like Atlanta to win over 7.5 more in Houston, but I like negative 120 better than 130. Falcons are a team I'm very high on. NFC West, two teams I'm these are teams I'm actually probably going to bet on. Seattle, the over 9.5 is plus 115. Okay. 100 wins me 115. Do I think Seattle's going to be about 10 and 16? Yeah, I do. And I've been talking about this since Super Bowl ended. San Francisco under 10.5 even money. That's a smart bet. That's a really good bet. Keep in mind, things are going to happen to make these fluid, but these are things I'm keeping track of, and over in the next couple months, I'll keep you updated. One of the other smart bets that I love right now is New England over 9. It's currently plus 105. A $100 wager wins you 105. A lot of people are going to say, why about that? Well, I'll answer this. The last time Tom Brady wasn't part of the Patriots, 2008, Matt Castle, 11-5. So the over-under at 9, oh yeah. So I'm just going to summarize my top bets. San Francisco under 10.5, currently even money. That's smart. New England over 9, plus 105. Another smart bet. Chargers under 8, negative 110. That I think really good. And then Seattle over 9.5, plus 115. I love plus 115. And then some other teams I'm keeping an eye on, Atlanta, Houston, Denver, Vegas. This Vegas Raiders still fucking weird. Minnesota, Philly winning the NFC East, and the Dallas Cowboys. All teams I'm really kind of focusing on the next couple of months. Again, these are my opinions. This is what I think, but I'd love to hear what you think here. Drop a comment below. And if there's a team that you're interested in my opinion, I am starting to break down all 32 teams on July 6th. That's when I'm starting doing videos. I'm going to break down all 32 teams before the season starts. But hey, listen, if you're impatient, hey, Dan, what do you think of my team, man? Let me know, man. I might just make a video. Between now and July 6th, I haven't really decided on what I want to do and the content that I want to create, but I thought I'd make this video, how the COVID-19 will affect the NFL season. To be perfectly honest, I don't think it's going to affect as much as you think. I'm just anxious for this whole thing to get over. I'm anxious for football season to start, and more than anything, I'm anxious to hear from you. So drop a comment below. Let me know what you want to hear next, and I'll see you next time.